Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast. My name is Amir. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, thank you so much for the support. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm on my path to 2,000 subscribers, so thank you again for the support. So Jimmy Butler right now is in Miami at the Grand Prix race, and he was being interviewed by someone, and you gotta love Jimmy Butler. You gotta love his confidence, even though he got injured. And we all know that Jimmy didn't play in the playoffs. He got hurt against the 76ers in that playing game after he hurt his knee going up for a layup at the end of the first quarter. And Kelly Oubre pretty much injured Jimmy Butler. It wasn't intentional or anything like that, but super unfortunate, derailed our playoffs. The Heat lost 4-1 to Boston. But Jimmy basically was saying, hey, if I was playing, Boston would be at home. New York damn sure would be at home, which is hilarious to think because I know the Miami Heat did steal one game against the Celtics after we shot like 23 threes, which was a franchise record. But obviously, not just having Jimmy, but also having Terry Rozier and a healthy Duncan, I think, is what the Heat would actually have needed to be competitive and to compete and to possibly win. But you got to love Jimmy Butler's uh, confidence level, obviously, is trolling. And, Jimmy in the playoffs is a different animal. And it sucks that we didn't get to see that this season because we know that Jimmy Butler had a down year to his standards. His shooting percentages were down, his points were down a little bit. And everybody was saying, we got to wait for playoff Jimmy because he was coasting during the regular season, load managing, missed 25 games or whatever it was, 22 games, maybe. But either way, everybody was like, we got to see if he can turn it up and see if that's actually the case this year because it has been the case in the last few years, especially last year where Jimmy coasted, missed 20 something games, of course. The Heat were the seventh seed, lost the first game against the Hawks, and then ended up becoming the eighth seed. Luckily, beating the Chicago Bulls going on that run, and we saw what Jimmy did, especially in that first round against the Bucks, where he had that 56-point game, which is one of the best games in Miami Heat history. And I still watch those highlights all the time. But it's funny to see Jimmy and his confidence because it looks like he's declining. Like he's 34, he's going to be 35 before the season starts. And usually when you become 35 years old, that's when you start declining. Like he's in the absolute twilight of his prime. He's at the very end of it. Still a good player, still averaged 21 points a game, 5 rebounds, like 5 assists, but who knows? Who knows if Jimmy Butler can stay healthy and consistent moving forward, especially as he ages. But you got to love that confidence. You got to love him trolling the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. If we played against the Knicks, I think we definitely would have beat them with Jimmy Butler. Like, no doubt. That's evident. I mean, the Boston Celtics are a completely different animal. So even though I hate the Celtics, got to give them the credit. They also asked something about Tibbs, and Jimmy was hilarious, also saying that, hey, Tibbs, you want me. I don't want you. It's a one-way relationship. You love me. I'm not in love with you. I want to beat you. I don't want to join you, basically. So I think I'm assuming this guy asked him, hey, would you join the Knicks? Potentially. Maybe to stir the pot. Because like in my other videos, as I mentioned, there's rumors and reports coming out saying that Jimmy Butler might leave the Miami Heat or the Miami Heat might be willing to trade Jimmy Butler. So we shall see. So let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments section. One, do you think the Miami Heat would have beat the Celtics with Jimmy Butler? Two, we don't even need to ask about the Knicks because we already know if Jimmy was playing and we matched up against the Knicks somehow, we would definitely beat them. But three, do you guys again think the rumors and the reports are true that Jimmy Butler potentially can get traded to another team? Most likely the 76ers makes sense. I think a reunion with his former team, and I think a trio of Jimmy and Embiid and Maxey would be lethal. But I also think it would be a waste of time because Joel Embiid is trash. I mean, he's always hurt. I mean, of course he's an amazing player, MVP, former MVP caliber player when healthy, but he hasn't got past the second round of the playoffs. Like, so I don't know how impactful he is, truthfully, if you can't get past the second round in the East. He's a great regular season player, but not a playoff player. Based on history, he's not a 16 game player, he's an 82 game player. But even then, he doesn't play, obviously, anywhere near 82 games. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about the video. And thanks for watching.